We can have some healthy change, wholesome. And we quoted that verse, Prakriti Kriyamanani, Gunai Karamani Sarvashaha. Just like when you think you're controlling the material nature, it's the opposite. It's controlling you, right? So stop thinking you're God. It doesn't work. We've tried it quite a few times, like many lifetimes. And to put it in plain English, it ain't working. Never did, never will. Yes. So this attempt to extract pleasure is natural because we have desires. It's a component of our very being, our very existence. We are because we desire. We desire and therefore we are. Right? The other way around too, I guess you could say. But what has to come to proper terms is let me explore the real pleasures of life. And the real pleasures of life go deeper. It's not just on the surface. It's something that goes beyond ahara, nidra, maitani, etc., and defense. And Srila Prabhupada has given us those four kind of like principles of life many, many times over. I think we all love to eat. There's nothing better than a fantastic veggie burger offered to Krishna. Maybe you all have your choices. But when it's prasadam, it's really special. A pizza can be nice when it's done Italian style. Don't put jira in it. You might be daring and put some pineapple pieces in there. Hare Krishna. But the Italians won't like it. Okay, and as far as mating goes, Krishna says, I am this principle, but which is within the realm of dharma. There's controls here, you know? And we're living in the world where there's no controls. Just do whatever you... Be an animal, basically. Be an animal. And we already were. So why try to do something superficial? Be a human, and being a human means to cultivate your spiritual side. I remember on the first walk I did across Canada, I was in this one small town, and they had two newspapers, and the two journalists came at the same time, at the same crossroads, and they were taking notes and everything like that. And they asked all the questions. Why are you walking? What's it for? And how many pairs of shoes does it take to walk across the country, etc. All those kind of things. And then they got down to the point. So tell me, why are you really doing this? What's it really all about? Aren't you here to convert people? So the one guy says that, he asked that question, aren't you here to convert people? And the other, yeah, I was going to ask the same thing. I said, well, my answer was, and I think I was being diplomatic, I just said, well, listen, I don't really care what spiritual path you're on. Whatever it is, improve upon it, and just respect the people who are doing something slightly different than your own path. So anyways, they like that. Those are the days you write things down, pen and paper and stuff like that. And that was back in '96. And they always liked the line when I said, this is not a fundraiser, it's a friend raiser. Oh, I like that. I'm going to report that. Anyway, speaking of fun, spiritual life is meant to be fun. I was at a festival of Govardhan Puja, and we also had another reporter, like he came, this has nothing to do with the walk, but he was just looking at all the, the flash and the flare and the colors, and everyone was happy and everyone was singing and dancing. And he said, because he interviewed me for a bit, and he said, this isn't like going to church. Thank God, thank Srila Prabhupada, who gave us a fun approach. Susukam karatum avyayam, one of the special verses from the Bhagavad Gita, Susukam, Rajavidya, Rajaguyam, Pavitram idam uttamam, Pratyaksha Vagamangdaramyam Susukam Karatum Aviyam. On the second visit that I did to Cuba, because I go every year, I was just helping the devotees, the Cuban devotees, to memorize that shloka, something they could take away with them, right? And remember. And so the final line out of the quadrant is Susukam, happy, joyful expression, And I think we mentioned this before. There are a lot of people who classify themselves as religious. And when they're very fundamentalist, we call them fanatics, right? And I personally have for meeting with fanatics. Okay? Fun. We have fun in Krishna consciousness. And that's certainly what drew me to Krishna consciousness. I saw people out there at 4:15 in the morning. We had artis at 4:15 on the quarter of the hour. Can you imagine how fanatical that is? And they're jumping and they're dancing and they're singing. They're having a good time. I think I like this place. Most people don't get up like that in the morning. Most people struggle like anything. Yeah. So the transformation takes place, It's form and it's transitioning. That's what we're all, really all about. That's what we want. We'll want a change. And it has to be deep. It has to become internal. And that's what the process is all about. The chanting, for instance, that we do is for purification. And it's also for fun. Fun is the secondary thing, right? I guess the most important thing is to get cleansed, because we become dirty for a long time. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains that for so long it's been, compounding, the dirt, the crap. It's been going on for a long, long time, many, many lifetimes. So it takes something to, to whatever you like, steel wool or, something like really hard, like gritty, that's going to be able to do it. And that practice of grittiness is not so harsh after all. It's quite soft, in fact. Singing, praising the glories of Krishna, His names. It's not such a difficult task. It's quite, when people sing, in fact, it's a sign of joy. People are happy. I find people don't sing enough. Do you agree with me on that? They don't sing enough. They curse a lot. They curse a lot, and they just don't sing enough, and they don't dance enough. It's not part of the culture. Personally, I kind of like it when I go to some of these Latino countries. And everyone should be doing that. Of course, it's a little bit too sensual for, making real progress. And you go to some parts of India where, especially in the north, where they're really good. It's got to be the drum. It's got to be, what do they call that dance? The petting the dog and turning the light bulb at the same time. Like that. But they're having a lot of fun. I do remember I was in Vrindavan in front of Krishna Balaram Mandir, and it was during holy time. And there were people obviously had come on the train or had driven from Delhi, and very grown people, 50s, 60s, sometimes people even quite large, and they're just having a good time. And they learn that from the devotees, from ISKCON. You do this thing and then you twirl around, And, you've all done that before, right? And then you might get thrown out. It's an accident. But, having fun before Krishna. And it is a very far cry from some traditions where you stand there like this. Have you ever seen those kind of people? And I've been in kirtans like that, and I've seen people that this is their sort of usual pattern, and I go to them, we actually have enough pillars in this building. So, and then they break into a smile, and you have to pull them in, Everyone needs a push, right? Everyone needs a little bit of a love shove, to get them in that circle, that place of, just letting go of all your whatever is facade-ish for you, whatever air you have put out there, whoever you fashion or model after, you just got to give it up. You got to be a free spirit. Somebody like Narada Muni, he's in, he's out. You're not going, right? Oh, yes, sure. How do you do that hair? It's always there. How do we love Narada Muni. He's one of our favorite personas, in the Vedas, because he is such a free spirit. He's in and out. And, pardon me? Oh, really? Okay. All right, we can talk about that later on. But, so Narada is like that. And I mentioned to somebody yesterday, there is a waterfalls in the state of Washington, and it's called Narada Falls. And it's got quite the height. And I went up there with Manoram and Shirade, and we went up there with the bus tour. We went all the way to the top of the mountain, and we had quite a few Floridian kids with us. They'd never seen snow before. And it was up at the top of the mountain. Now, sort of midway, there's this waterfalls, and it's called Narada Falls. And I just had to check it out. There's a plaque there. And it was confirmed. This falls is named after a Hindu mystic. And it's not a mistake, it's a mystic. It was real. I felt so good about it. And, we managed to walk right, me and this other candidate for sannyas, I forget his name now, but we went right down to the bottom of the mountain. But so, what about Narada? Oh, he is like, he's a great informant, I guess you could say. He, as Prabhupada puts it, accelerates the leelas, the pastimes. He gets it going. No beating around the bush. I'm not waiting around. Things have to happen. He's also known to be something we can all learn. If you're going to say something, be succinct, to the point. Be very precise, which he does. And that's all because he was cursed by Daksha, right? Daksha had a group of, he fathered many children, and he had a group of boys, and he wanted them to get their minds set so that you're going to get married, I got married, I'm having babies, you're going to have babies too, okay? And Narada Muni has a different kind of mindset altogether. He says, oh no, it's single life, that's the way to go, save yourself all the trouble, right? And that's his mood. So Narada Muni did give some lessons to the first batch of sons by Daksha, and he was quite upset because the boys were not complying with what daddy wanted, right? So that happened once, it happened twice, I think thrice. The third time, usually 3 times, and you're out. I love baseball, by the way. 3 strikes and you're out. So then it was determined by Daksha, you're getting out of here. I'm going to curse you. You will not be able to spend time in any one place for a long time. Not long enough to give a serious seminar. So then Narada Muni, took that to heart and said, okay, that's my curse. And Srila Prabhupada also expressed that I was also cursed. I was cursed by my disciples' parents. That's why I'm always traveling. I'm cursed by their parents. Does anybody remember, or were you around during the days of deprogramming and that very exciting time? You were around? Oh my God, Hare Krishna. Yeah. It was very exciting though. And that was the fun of Krishna consciousness. These days, it's a little bit bland, In the early days, there were some scandals, and they do pop up here and there, and they have to be under control. We have to have, some like control systems, put the brakes on so these things that happen. Of course, it's really important to be proactive, so there won't be scandals. We have to act in goodness, like we talked about that yesterday. Sattvagun, thoughtfulness. You have to plan things. You have to put policies in place to protect, to offer protection and safety for children and seniors and matajis and all that animal, everybody practically, right? So that's what it means to be proactive, to have these these rules and laws which are there to protect. It's better that to be proactive, otherwise you'll be reactive. Oh my God, we didn't know that was going to happen. Well, why didn't you know? How long have you been living in this crazy world, So better to be in goodness than to be in passion. Am I right about that? Okay. And if you're going to be passionate, like say if you want to have babies, then it should be regulated through some kind of avenue of sattvagun, again, intelligence, do things intelligently. And when it comes to ignorance, is there a room for ignorance in Krishna consciousness? Well, to some degree. How many people sleep at night? Okay, that's kind of an ignorant state, right? Unless if you're an owl, but how do you sleep in a sattvic way? Well, plan yourself, channel it through sattvagun. Perhaps read Krishna book. In the old days, it was hot milk and popcorn, and you read Krishna book. How many people around in those early days? Popcorn and hot milk with some sugar in it. Yeah? Okay? And reading Krishna Katha. That was a nice way to go to bed at night. And then you wake up in the morning and you offer obeisances to your presiding deities, to the Guru, Namo Om Vishnupadaya, etc., Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. And this way you start your day on a good note, So even those things that tend to be of the energy of tamas or rajas, they can be channeled through sattvagun somehow. Yeah. So that's important. The topic, the theme here is about transformation. It's about a change, a healthy change. And I think everybody wants that, We're not doing devotional service for change, as in, coins. We're doing executing bhakti so that we can have we can evolve. We can evolve into something greater. And one scholar said, I do not believe in the theory of evolution as explained by Darwin, where it is said that from an ape comes a human, because I haven't seen the transformation yet. Everyone's still pretty much an ape. That's what he was trying to imply. Anyway, some apes are nicer than human beings. Am I right about that? Is it true? There's just some pretty foul, beastly. It's not my word, beastly. Prabhupada. Beasts, there's beasts out there, with a beastly mentality and beastly habits, And they are features of Kali Yuga. They are, it's astounding, in fact, what some human beings will do. And again, there has to be policies in place to protect people from such incredible creatures. And there are unfortunates. And Krishna certainly reminds us that during his time as a child, there were a lot of beasts coming out. A lot. Like every day. Every day a new one was assigned by you-know-who, Kamsa. Right? And Krishna dealt with each one of them expertly. It might be his fist. It might be whatever else, he could just swallow, someone, a kick, a throw. Everybody knows Yamuna Devi, our dear god sister. She lived in Canada for a while at Sharanagati, and she was explaining to me, Prabhupada showed her how Krishna dealt with Dhenukasur. Everyone knows the ass demon. And she demonstrated it like this. She was copying Prabhupada. He said, I won't forget it. But so Krishna's dealing, he's got different ways of handling all these beasts, you know. And there's a beastly side to all of us. And I guess Krishna is really, he can handle us roughly, or he can do it in a soft approach. It's really up to us. Really, I think that if you follow the codes of bhakti and the regulations, Krishna's going to be easy on you, you know. Just like some people pray for. I was at a baby shower the other day, actually, 3 days ago. It was the first time I've been around for a half a century. And it was the first time I went to a baby shower. Of course, people don't think about asking a Swami to go to a baby shower. But it was really sweet. The couple implemented this baby shower kind of tradition as done in Bengal. It was really nice. The step-by-step procedure was really sweet. And but one of the blessings that they were trying to conjure up was that the labor would not be tough, would not be hard. You know, that's one of the hopes for a couple like that. So we all have to go, correct? We all have to leave this world, 100% mortality rate, yeah? But how you go, we do give some thought. If I'm going to go, it's got to be quick, right? And this morning I was walking, I remember at Kalyapani, you know, we were good friends. And for him, it was fairly quick. That little corner in intersection where it all happened, he was driving with some speed in his motorbike and someone backed out. Have I got the story right? Yeah. So it was fairly fast, within minutes. Yes. Haribol, thank you. And you did the right thing, right? Chanting and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, so for some people it's going to be very quick, abrupt, and for others it's going to be a long, drawn-out, painful situation, you know? And I think that's one of the worst forms of karma that can come to anybody. Long, drawn-out, slow death. Oh, gee. Better to be a warrior who gets his head blown off, you know, during the battle. But, you know, it's tough. It's tough to carry on. And it's hard to see. I just want to say something. Every year I come here, right? And every year that I come, there's a lot of people bent over just a little bit more. And I come the next year, it's like this. The next year it's down a bit more. So it's all inevitable what's going to happen to us. And I think they're offering a pace in slow-mo. But really what's important is our consciousness, our state of mind. You can be in a lot of pain, but if you're in the right consciousness. But Srila Prabhupada had a difficult time also, you know. I mean, he'd absorbed a lot. He took a lot of karma. He absorbed a lot of our nonsense, you can say. And, you know, on behalf of people, his disciples. And so we try to make it as comfortable as possible for him. And that's the right thing to do. I mean, his consciousness, his state of mind was just pakka. It was just perfect. There's nothing's tarnished there. But, you know, the pain that he went through concerned us, you know. It drove our emotions in the right direction. I mean, people get emotional about all kinds of things. We saw somebody who was having some emotional breakdown because of the news that her mom was having cancer. I mean, we definitely have to have feelings and we can express them. There's nothing wrong with that at all. We are sentient beings, so we must express these things sometime and not be like a pillar. Yes, some people have a very wrong idea about spirituality. And it's just that what drives devotees into their evolution is the fact that everything's Krishna-centric. I'm suffering, but I'm doing this, on behalf of the Lord. So everything is on behalf of Krishna, and that is that's set in our culture and our Krishna consciousness. Yeah, good. So other than that, we just have a good time. There's lots of enjoyment. We are always having a party. Every day there's a party in this community, I think. Am I right about it? There's a party somewhere, right? And because, and it should be like that. The spiritual realm, Krishna's world, is without flaw and is full of joy, as we expressed before. So that's Mahaprabhu's touch also. Wherever he went, it was full of joy. And this is a kind of a new, let's say, a new fad. But, I do browse through Instagram, and, when devotees put out some stuff, it's a little embarrassing. I think I expressed that yesterday. The way some of them dress and the way we do some things, it's a little bit, oh really, is that my culture? Oh my God. But devotees always appear to be happy. They're always smiling. As crazy or as nutty as it comes across sometimes, devotees are in a happy frame of mind. So I think that's really important. From hippies to happies and from punks to monks, This is the way it is for Krishna consciousness. And it should always be that way, Now, the first time I ever came here to join Manoram with his bus tour, he invited me, to help with the dramas and to be with the young persons on the bus. So the one thing he said, the purpose of this project in the buses to travel around North America is to have the young people have fun in Krishna consciousness. And I thought, well, I get it. I understand that, Who wants to join something that's drab? I mean, apart from seeing all the beautiful scenery and seeing all the things that Prabhupada has done in all the temples that he's raised and been maintained and so on like that, it's very exciting for a young person, who's cut himself off from the apron strings, mom's apron strings. Now I'm going to be on my own. I'm going to experience some independence. But in that experience of independence, one gets to see and do wonderful things. And the most important thing that I've seen, the greatest harvest out of these trips, across North America, whether it's the US, Canada, or Mexico, is that they've built up friendship. And I remember when it was time for some of these young members to leave. They had to go back to school, so they had to leave the bus tour early, and so they would embrace each other, right? And so I was seeing this. I was going about my business, doing something else. I'd come back a half hour later, and they're still hugging. They didn't move an inch. So they appreciated each other's sangha. Now, if you want to go for transformation, I think that's the key. The key thing is sangha. It's just one word. And that's clear from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's directives. That's the key thing. That's what's going to make all the difference in your life. You have the right association. You have the most encouraging people on the planet to be with, especially in Krishna consciousness. And and so that's something to keep in mind. Not to fly solo, but to have a passenger or on board, or maybe you're the passenger, on this journey to go back home, back to Godhead. So really, this is what it sums up to be. Get good company, get good association, and what about, there are some devotees who are sort of a thorn on the side. Have you ever met those? they're a little difficult. Like, I remember Tamahar doing these seminars about, okay, how to deal with difficult devotees, right? They are there, but if you are, I guess you have to learn how to dance in this world. Haribol Prabhu, it's so nice to see you. Please accept my humble obeisances and just keep moving along. But if there is an opportunity to be with someone who's a little bit of a pain in the neck, then opportunity for some tapasya, austerity. Learn how to deal with difficult circumstances. Be diplomatic, be nice, regardless. Prabhupada was like that. He had to tolerate a lot. That's how you grow. That's how you get thick skin, right? Dealing sometimes with difficult people and difficult circumstances. That's what makes you strong. Right? So, we are social animals. We can't manage, most of us don't like to be alone. Maybe for an hour or so, and that's about the limit. And then I got to be with somebody, got to talk to somebody, I got to express myself to someone. So that's the way it is. So Sangha, really the way to advance is through Sangha. It's more important than chanting Hare Krishna. Okay, now I'm saying this, and Yupa was, what, this Maharaj, he said, there's something more important than chanting Hare Krishna. Why, he should, tell the GBC, put him on probation. Okay, so the reason why I say that is because you can chant, you can have the holy name, and you can be under a tree. You can chant Hare Krishna all you want. How long will you be chanting under that tree? You can do tree hopping too, and take that mantra with you. But if you don't have the Sangha, you're finished, kaput. So the idea is that where there's Sangha, there will be the holy name. And it's going to be there automatically. So you got the best scenario, the best situation. Okay, so thank you very much. I understand we're going to be going through this second paragraph here. With this verse also, looming in the atmosphere. And so we'll deal with that at that time when it comes. Now, we're at that point where you can express yourselves. Yes, Mataji, questions or comments, or if you liked something, say it. If you didn't like something, also say it. And you can tell the GBC.
Hare Krishna Bhakti Marg Goswami Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance.
Please accept mine. I will do it if you
So happy to see you here in person. And I just wanted to, do my appreciation, because I really appreciate what you and Anuttama Prabhu do every year of putting together the mantra retreat.
Oh, yes.
My husband, who's in front of you with the glasses, yeah, that one.
I knew you. Washington? Was. New York. Okay,
yeah.
Yes.
So it just makes such a difference. I see the difference in him every time that he comes back from doing the retreat. And and talk about what you just said, that transformation comes from Sangha. And I really see that through the retreat. So I really hope that you continue that service if at all possible, because it's amazing.
When I did walk across the U.S., I was in the state of California, and Anuttama was very kind enough to join me. To join, like for 4 days. He's a real gentleman. He is a gem in our movement. I'll just have to tell you that, Basically, he was the only person that said thanks for walking in our country.
Yeah.
He was the only person, honestly.
And honestly, and that actually segues into my question. So I wanted to ask if you had any plans of walking in the U.S. again, because a lot of people are feeling very inspired. There's a set of Buddhist monks that are currently walking from Texas to D.C. for peace, and they even have they have a representative from India of Aloka, a dog that they adopted from India that's walking with them, and people are really getting moved by that. And as soon as I saw that, the first thing I thought about was you, the first person, and I was just I wish that there were more Vaishnavas doing something like that, because I do think that it's it's obviously something that people are craving because of the reaction that people are having to these monks. So I just wanted to know if you had any plans. Thank you.
Well, I just finished walking the Netherlands, and it's not the size of the USA. It's very small and it's flat, so I liked it. And my ancestors are from there, so but the story was great. The newspapers took it up. It took 8 days to walk the country,
Wow.
and 11 significant publications came over. People, reps that came to see me, and they did an article. 11. It's a high score, and they were just charmed. Canadian monk walks the Netherlands to explore his roots. They're so charmed. It's such a positive thing. Now, so after I walked the U.S., I had to change my knees. I had to talk about transformation. Yeah, I had to. One guy came, and the second one, and so we did that. Talking about doing it the U.S. again, I'd have to do it in little pieces if it's just realistic.
And maybe you can
70.
train some younger Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis to kind of carry on that legacy. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Did we, oh yes, so in terms of Anutam and I were walking one day, that was back in 2017. I was finishing the walk, and we thought, Anutam, there's something that a lot of the girls are getting a lot of attention these days. People feel a little guilty that women have been neglected. Well, don't forget the other half also, because that seems to be the trend. This pendulum swings this way and that way. So I thought that in our movement, because there are a lot of misconceptions about relationships in the movement, and I thought, in order to build, healthy attitudes towards women and women towards men, it's good if we had do something for the guys. So we came up with this idea for the mantra retreat, and it works. And it's the highlight for me. We have the best presenters, and we come out feeling just so rejuvenated. That's great. And if any of you who are eligible, Vish, we need you to come. This 1 year you got to come on. It's transformative, and it does really give what it produces what it's meant to do. Yeah, I feel very good about it. Very nice. In fact, we just put out a couple of music videos about. We can put one up there maybe tomorrow if you like, for just a 4-minute thing. But thank you for the encouragement. It's nice to get the feedback, right? Guys matter, They're underrated, and it's the flaw of our culture, the world in which we live. I mean, everyone's important, and everyone plays a part in it, and that's, I think, what comes out of these sessions, these retreats. Thank you very much. And yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, why do you walk? What's the walking about? I understand you do it for peace, but how does that? What's the walk? What does the walking do?
What does the walking do?
Yeah.
Okay, many things. Initially, I was the first walk I did was to celebrate Prabhupada's 100th anniversary. Had he been with us, his centenary. So that was one thing. And also, I had, it was 1995 was a tough year, As Rahu and Ketu planets were influencing me. So I felt I had to do something a little different, And I said, I want to be a real Swami. That means travel, meet people, have fun, And eat nice food, not rich temple food, I want and I wanted to rough it up. I want, sleep in a tent at night, and meet the bears and dance with the moose. Honestly, I wanted to do all those things. I wanted to see things up close, the way it was done in the past, and then get a chance to meet, go to temples, and meet people along the way who are kind of isolated and, you know, suffering a little bit from not being near a temple or something like that. So for all those reasons.
Wait, but
And I'll tell you one more thing. 1995, 96, there was a lot of, it was the first time there was reporting going on that we had child abuse in the movement. You know, it was very apparent. I think it was in the New York Times, which is usually a pretty fair publication, perhaps the most famous publication enterprise in the world. Yeah, and so on the front cover of the newspaper it said, Clinton, you know, the president at the time, said he was caught, you know, with, you know, hanky-panky stuff, okay? Let's put it that way. And then on the other side of the page was Hare Krishna's admit to, you know, this is one of Anuttama's geniuses, you know? I mean, he is honest, he's fair, he says, yep, we got the problem's there, we're trying to deal with it. So there's honesty there. There's honesty on one side of the paper and dishonesty on the other side. Yeah. So I felt, you know, I think I want to get out there. I want to get some good news out there. And if people ask any questions about this issue, I'll have a chance to respond. Well, nobody asked. But what did come out of it is that people expect monks to do these kind of things, to walk vast tracts of land and get out there and connect with people, you know? And that's why, those are some of the reasons why I did it. And now I have stories to tell.
Nityananda Prabhu did
And
that.
I wrote a book about it.
Lord Nityananda Prabhu did that. From
Yes.
Bengal all the way to west.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
thousands of miles.
I got inspired by
And then went to
Nityananda Prabhu. I also
Vrindavan.
I got inspired by Vamanadev.
Yeah.
I got inspired by Vidura.
Yes.
You know, who he was dishonored. He said, I'm just going to go for a walk. I can't. I'm not going to take this anymore, this nonsense from Duryodhana. So in some way, there was some attempt to dishonor me. And I said, I'm not going to take this. I'm just going to get out of here then. I'm not going to give up my practices in Krishna consciousness. You know, I'm just going to do the sannyasi thing. Haribol. And then after I did the first walk, I got addicted. We're talking about addictions. Says, I think I have to do this again. Like, I started from Vancouver Island, and I went all the way over to Newfoundland, you know, close to where the Titanic sank. And then on that last day, I said, something doesn't seem right. You know, I finished the walk, but something just doesn't register right. And I just thought, I think I have to do it again. Yeah, right. Yeah, so we did. And then I did it again. You know, one of the walks I did in honor of Bhakti Tirtha Swami when he passed away. That was my third walk. And then the fourth, that was just time to do it again. Yeah, every few years. So anyways, the Netherlands was, it was wonderful. You know, just have to watch the bicycles. The bicycles rule there. It's quite ridiculous, you know, like we're used to, you know, you can fling your arms anywhere, like except for this road here. This is like death road. But there you just have to watch, you know. Is there a bicycle coming? Like this. But I miss North America, you know. I went out the whole time. There were no squirrels. There's so many nuts on the ground. There's not one squirrel to eat them. I miss my bears and the skunks and the squirrels and the raccoons. And, you know, I mean, it's really just a whole magnificent experience out there. It's so much adventure. If you want adventure, go for a walk.
What about
If you want to
prasadam?
get bored, just stay in a car.
Maharaj, what about food?
What about food?
Did
Well,
you
we
have
did
enough?
learn, myself and my support guy, we did learn about how to cook some of the wild vegetables that are out there. We cheated and added some potatoes to it, but I mean, you know, it was it was a learning curve again on this level. You know what you can eat. Yeah, so that's how we did it.
I disagree.
The menu is like at around 10 o'clock in the morning after having walked a few kilometers. Sorry, I'm more into the kilometer. Only Americans are behind. Sorry about that. No offense. I love you, but you know, you're behind. Okay. Yeah, after doing a few kilometers, like doing a good half of my quota for the day, we'd have wraps. Just have wraps. And then khichdi later on. Or pasta. One of the two. Oh, it's the best food, you know. Like camp food. Oh, it's the best. And keep it simple. Everything in one pot kind of idea, you know, instead of, you know, there's some, when you're a sannyasi, the problem is everybody wants to please you. Like when you go to Fiji, there's like 3 massive trays, and on each tray there's, you know, 25 katoris with something different, and they're there to please you. And I said, I'm really not that interested, you know. But you have to be nice to everybody. And when they're not looking, give it to the brahmachari that's with you, right? And then you turn your plate, the bowl upside down to make a statement, right? And you turn everything upside down afterward. And then even the fork and the spoon. And then still you might have to go like this. And they said, now sweets. Sweets are coming now. Sweets. This is one of the downfalls of, one of the challenges for sannyasis. Sweets. No sweets.
Did you keep track?
My mother died from diabetes, and it's hereditary. And then they back up.
What is your average daily mileage? Did you keep track? Like,
Yeah, when on the first 2 walks that I did, it was 42 kilometers average. That's marathon.
42
I didn't know
kilometers
that. Yeah,
every day.
26 miles.
Wow.
Yeah. I've slowed down though. Is that okay?
I don't know if I can do that every day, but I'll be meditating.
If there's anybody in the community here who's willing to do marathon walking, you know, to promote, you know, higher consciousness, let me know. I'll give you some tips. Okay. I think we're at the point of, so I think we should honor it. And I want to thank you very much for coming. There's a bigger group today than yesterday. Yesterday was Monday, right? Like the mamas and the papas. Monday. Da, da, da. Okay, thank you so much. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Nivasandubhye.
चिन्तामणि प्रकरशर्मसु कल्पमित्थनख्यामृतेषु सुरभीरभिपालयन्तम् चिन्तामणि प्रकरशर्मसु कल्पमित्थनख्यामृतेषु सुरभीरभिपालयन्तम् लक्ष्मी सहस्रशतं संभ्रम सेवमानं गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। चिन्तामणि प्रकरशर्मसु कल्पवित्तनखावृतेषु सुरभीरभिपालयन्तम् लक्ष्मी सहस्रशतं मम सेवमानं गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। वेणुं कन्नन्तं अरविन्ददलायताक्षं वेणुं कन्नन्तं अरविन्ददलायताक्षं वराहवतं समसितं बुधसुन्दराङ्गम् वेणुं कन्नन्तं अरविन्ददलायताक्षं वराहवतं समसितं बुधसुन्दराङ्गम् कन्नत्वकोटि कमनीय विशेषोशोभं गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। आलोलचन्द्रकलश वनमालवमिषि आलोलचन्द्रकलश वनमालवंशी रत्नांगदं प्रणयकेलिकलाविलासम् आलोलचन्द्रकलश वनमालवंशी रत्नांगदं प्रणयकेलिकलाविलासम् श्यामं त्रिमङ्गलहितं नियतप्रकाशं गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। गोविन्दम् आदिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि। चिन्तामणि प्रकरशर्मसु कल्पवृक्षलतावृतेषु सुरभीरभिपालयन्तम् चिन्तामणि प्रकरशर्मसु। कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परो प्रेमामृतम बनिधि धीरा धीर जन प्रिय प्रिय करो निर्मत्सरो पूजितो श्री चैतन्य कृपा भरो भुवि भुव भारावहंतारको वंदे रूप सनातन रघुजग श्रीजीव गोपालको कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परो प्रेमामृतम बनिधि धीरा धीर जन प्रिय प्रिय करो निर्मत्सरो पूजितो नाना शास्त्र विचारणैक निपुण सद्धर्म संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणौ त्रिभुवने मन्नौ शरण्याकरौ नाना शास्त्र विचारणैक निपुण सद्धर्म संस्थापक लोकानां हितकारिणौ त्रिभुवने मन्नौ शरणाकरौ राधा कृष्ण पदारविंद भजनानंदेन मत्वालिकौ वंदे रूप सनातनौ रघुजुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालको कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परो प्रेमामृतम बनिधि श्री चैतन्य कृपा भरो भुवि भुव भारावहंतारको वंदे रूप सनातन रघुजुगौ श्रीजीव गोपालको श्री गौरांग गुणानुगणन विधौ सध्यासमिद्धार्नितं पापत्रापनिकृन्तनं तनुभृतां गोविन्द गानामृतैः श्री गौरांग गुणानुगणन विधौ सध्यासमिद्धान्वितं पापत्रापनिकृन्तनं तनुभृतां गोविन्दगानामृतं आनन्दाम्बुधिवर्धनैकनिपुणं कैवल्यनिस्वार्थं वन्दे रूपसनातनं रघुजुगं श्रीजीव गोपालको कृष्ण कीर्तन गान नर्तन परो प्रेमामृतां बनिधि तत्वा तो नमसे समण्डलपति शनि सदा तुच्छम भूत्वा दीनगणेशकौ करुणया कोऽपि न कण्ठाश्रितौ तत्वा तु नमसे समण्डलपति शनि सदा तुच्छव भूत्वा दीनगणेशकौ करुणया कोऽपि न कण्ठासितो गोपी भावरसामृताब्धिलहरी कल्लोलमग्नोन्मुहो वन्दे रूपसनातन रघुजगं श्रीजीवगोपालकौ कृष्ण कीर्तन कानन तन परं प्रेमामृतं बनिधि कृष्ण कीर्तन कानन तन परं प्रेमामृतं बनिधि कुजत कोकिलहं संसार सुगण कीर्णमयूराकुले नानारत्ननिबद्धमूलपिटप श्रीयुक्तवृन्दावने राधाकृष्णमहर्निशं प्रभजतौ जीवार्थदौ जौ बुधा वन्दे रूपसनातन रघुजगं श्रीजीवगोपालकं कृष्ण कीर्तन गानन तन परं प्रेमामृतं बनिधि धीराधीर जनप्रियं प्रियकरं निर्मत्सरं पूजितं शङ्खापूर्वकनामगाननतिभिः कालावसानिकृतं निद्राहारविहारकादिविदितं चत्तन्तौ दीनौ च जं शङ्खापूर्वकनामगाननतिभिः कालावसानिकृतं निद्राहारविहारकादिविदितं चत्तन्तौ दीनौ च जं गोपी भावरसामृताब्धिलहरी कल्लोलमग्नोन्मुहो राधाकृष्णवनिधि धीराधीर जनप्रियं प्रियकरं निर्मत्सनं पूजितौ श्रीचैतन्य कृपाभरौ भुवि भुव भारावहं तारकं वन्दे रूपसनातन रघुजगं श्रीजीवगोपालकं हे राधे ब्रजदेविके चललिते हे नन्दसूनकुतः श्रीगोवर्धनपादपतले कालिन्दीवने कुतः घोषन्ताविति सर्वतो ब्रजपुरे खेदै महाविभलौ वन्दे रूपसनातन रघुजगं श्रीजीवगोपालकं वन्दे रूपसनातन रघुजगं श्रीजीवगोपालकं कृष्ण कीर्तन गानन तन परं प्रेमामृतं बनिधि धीराधीर जनप्रियौ प्रियकरौ निर्मत्सरौ पूजितौ श्रीचैतन्य कृपाभनौ भुवि भुव भरावहं तारकौ वन्दे रूप सनातन रघुजगौ श्रीजीव गोपालकौ कृष्ण कीर्तन गानन तन परौ प्रेमामृताम्बुनिधि धीरा धीर जन प्रिय प्रियतन निर्मत्सरौ पूजितौ कृष्ण कीर्तन गानन तन परौ। भज हुरे मना श्रीनंदनंदन अभय चरणार बिंदरे. This is a song sung by Govinda Das, poet Govinda Das. He is addressing his mind because after all we have to work with the cooperation of our mind. If our mind is disturbed, if his mind is dragging us to something else, then it is very difficult to concentrate in one sort of business. That is practice. Therefore, the yoga system means to control the mind. It is a mechanical process of controlling the mind. Because without controlling the mind, without the mind being not disturbed, nobody can make any spiritual progress. But our Vaishnava system is to engage the mind directly in devotional service so that it may not go outside the scope of devotional service. That is our system and that is practice. If we concentrate our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna or chant Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam, then automatically mind becomes controlled. The yogis are trying artificially to control the mind, but they are failing. There are many instances, big yogis failed. So anything done artificially is not possible to be perfectly done. Therefore, the system of controlling the mind means you give the mind better engagement, then mind will not be attracted by inferior engagement. This is the science or secret of success. So Govinda Das is trying to fix up the mind on the lotus feet of Krishna, which is known as Abhaya Chara. Abhaya means where there is no fear. Just like we deposit our money in a reliable bank because we think there is no fear of loss. That is called Abhaya, without any fear. And Charana means lotus. Govinda Das is advising his mind, Hure Mano, my dear mind. Hure, addressing the mind. Bhaja Hure Mano. Bhaja. Bhaja means be engaged in devotional service. Bhaja Hure Mano. Srinanda Nanda. In the service of Krishna, the son of Nanda. There may be many Krishnas, but we are concerned with the particular Krishna who appeared as the son of Nanda Maharaj and the son of Vasudeva. Therefore he says particularly, just like we identify one person, his name, his father's name, then it is perfectly identified. So he says, Sinandana, Ajahure Mana Sinandananda, Avaya Charanarvana. His lotus feet is secure to take shelter. There are many slokas in the Bhagavatam about it. Samasitaji padapallavam plavam mahatpadam punna jaso murari. Mahatpadam. Under the lotus feet of Krishna, the whole material creation is resting. So, if such a gigantic creation can rest, I am insignificant, tiny living being. If I take shelter, the lotus feet, which is fearless of Krishna, then my security is guaranteed. Ajapure mana sinandananda abhaya charanarvindari durlabha manava janama satsangi taraha e bhava sindhu. Durlabha, very rarely got this human form of life. Durlabha manava janama. So, in order to fix up our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna, it is necessary that we should live in the association of devotees. Durlava manava janama satsanga. Satsanga means in the association of devotees. Don't live in the association of devotees. If we try to fix up our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna independently, it will be not. It will be failure. Therefore he says, satsang, in the association of devotees. Taraha e bhava sindhu. The real purpose of life is to cross over the ocean of nescience. So, if we fix up our mind on the lotus feet of Krishna in the association of devotees, then we can very easily cross over the ocean of nescience, the material existence. Then, what is my present business? Now, my present business is Sita Yatava Bata Barishana Idina Jamini Jagi. My material engagement is that I don't care for severe cold, I don't care for scorching heat, I don't care for keeping at night. I am working hard day and night. Sita Yatapa Bata Barishana Idina Jamini Jagi. And what for? Na kripana. Bifale semi no kripana duraja. For the service of kripana duraja. Kripana durajana means outsiders. The so-called material, society, fancy, love, etc. They are actually outsiders. They cannot give me actual spiritual advancement of life. But we are engaged in the service of society, fancy, or love, nationalism, socialism, so many. Our engagement are various. But that is bifala. Bifala means without any result. Result will be that I will create a certain type of mentality in order to protect the so-called country, society, family. And at the time of death, I will have to accept a body according to my mentality. So people are accepting so many abominable means to carry on this business of society, fancy, love, so-called. The result is that he is developing a certain type of mentality which is not human And the result will be, next life, he will be forced to accept a body according to that mentality. Therefore, kripana duraja. Kripana means miser. They will not give me any intelligence, any enlightenment of my real need of life. But still, we are engaged in the service of such durajana outside. Biphala se minu kripana durajana. Chapala sukhala bolagi. And there is little happiness. Otherwise, how a man can work so hard day and night? The happiness is sex enjoy, chop, flicker. Govind, Vidyapati sings, Tatala Sahitate Barindisa. That happiness is just like a drop of water in the desert. Desert requires water, but if you take little water and sprinkle over it, now take water. So what is the value of that water? Similarly, we are hankering after eternal happiness. What this society, friendship and love will give us. Therefore, we are simply wasting our time in the matter of deriving happiness from this so-called materialistic way of life, maintaining society, friendship and so on. Simply wasting. Biphala. Biphala means without any good result. Biphala se minu kripana durajana chapala sukhala bola. Never mind, I shall enjoy personally. I have got my youthful life. I can earn money and I don't care for my family. Actually, this is now happening at the present moment. Nobody cares for family, but he is busy only for maintaining himself, to utilize his youthful life in so many things, many. So, Govinda Das poet is advising, my dear mind, I accept that now you have got youthful life, you can enjoy. Therefore he said, E dhana jauvana putra parijana, ithe ki ache paratiti. This accumulation of wealth, earning money, and this youthful life, enjoying, idhana jauvana, putra parijana, and by society, friendship, do you think, is there any actual happiness or transcendental happiness? Ithe ki ache paratiti. It is something like water on the lotus leaf. Komala jaladala jivana talama. It is this existence of water is tilted. At any moment will fall down. Actually, our this youthful enjoyment or money-making business, at any moment it can be finished. So, actually, you cannot believe or pin your faith in that sort of happiness. That is not good, because it can be finished at any moment. These people are engaged in making skyscraper buildings and bank balance and having good motor cars and so many things they are trying to enjoy, but forgetting that any moment it can be finished. Any moment. So, it is just like Kamala Jaladala, keeping water on the lotus leaf. It does not stand, it is tilted, can fall down any moment. The example is very nice. Therefore, he is advising Savana Kirtana is instructing the mind that don't do this, so many negative things. Then the next question will be then actually mind may ask Govinda Das, actually what you want to do? You are negativating all these material engagement, that's all right. Then what is your positive proposal? He says, yes, my positive proposal is this. Savana Kirtana Smarana Bandhana Pada Sevana Dasari Pujana Sakhijana Atmani Vedana Govinda Dasa Abhilas. My dear mind, my desire is that you kindly help me hearing about this Abhaya Charana Krishna. So, and let me chant about his glories. Savana Kirtan. Let me remember. Let me serve his lotus feet. Let me friendship with him. Atma. Let me offer everything what I have got to him. These are my desires. If you kindly cooperate with me, and then I can do this. This is a very instructive song. The summary of the mission of human life, anyone will follow this principle, will be actually happy, transcendental. This is a song sung by Narottam Das Thakur. He says, when that day will come, that I shall sing simply Lord Chaitanya's name, and there will be shivering on my body. Gauranga bolite have pulakasari. Pulakasari means shivering on the body. When one is actually situated in the transcendental platform, sometimes there are 8 kinds of symptoms: crying, talking like a madman, and shivering of the body, dancing without any care for any other man. These symptoms develop automatically, they are not practiced artificially. So, Narottam Das Thakur is aspiring for that day. Not that one has to artificially imitate. That he does not recommend. He says, when that day will come, so that simply by uttering the name of Lord Chaitanya, there will be a shivering on my body. Gauranga bolite habe pulakasari and Hari Hari bolite. And as soon as I shall chant Hari Hari or Hare Krishna, there will be pouring down of tears from my eyes. Hari Hari bolite noyane bobe need. Need means water. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said that when that day will come, we should simply aspire. But if by Krishna's grace that stage we can reach, these symptoms will come automatically. But Narottam Das Thakur says that it is not possible to reach that stage without being freed from material affection. Therefore he says, Ar kabe nitai chand karuna koribe, when that day will come, when Lord Nityananda's mercy will be bestowed upon me, so that Vishaya Chariya, Ar kabe nitai chand karuna koribe, Sangsar Vasana mor kabe tuchchad. Sangsar Vasana means the desire for material enjoyment. Sangsar Vasana mor kabe tuchcha habe. When my desire for material enjoyment will be insignificant, non-important. Tuchcha. Tuchcha means a thing which we calculate no value, throw it out. Similarly, a spiritual advancement is possible when one is convinced that this material world and material happiness is no value. It cannot give me any real bliss of life. This conviction is very much necessary. Sangsar vasana mor kavitucha. And he also says that when I shall be free from the desires of material enjoyment, then it will be possible to see the real nature of Vrindavan. Vishaya chariya kabe suddha habe mon. When my mind will be completely purified, uncontaminated from the material contamination, at that time it will be possible for me to see what is Vrindavan. In other words, one cannot go to Vrindavan by force and live there and he will achieve the transcendental bliss. No. One has to make his mind freed from all material desires. Then one can live at Vrindavan and relish its residential benefit. Nathan Das Thakur says that Vishaya chariya kabe shuddha habe mo. When my mind will be freed from the contamination of this material enjoyment and I shall be purified, then it will be possible for me to see Vrindavan as it is. Otherwise it is not possible. And he says again that to go to Vrindavan means to understand the transcendental pastimes of Radha and Krishna. So how this will be possible? So he says, Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hai Vyakuti. Rupa Goswami, beginning from Rupa Goswami down to Raghunath Das Goswami. There are 6 Goswamis, Rup Sanatan, Gopal Bhatta, Raghunath Bhatta, Jiva Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami. So he says, Rupa Raghunatha Pad, beginning from Rupa Goswami down to Raghunath Das Goswami, Pade, at their lotus. When I shall be eager to be attached at their lotus feet, Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hai Vyakuti. Akuti, eagerness. What is that eagerness? That means to understand Radha Krishna through the guidance of the Goswamis. One should not try to understand Radha Krishna by his own effort. That will not help him. As these Goswamis, they have given us direction, just like Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So one has to follow step after step how to make progress. Then there will be a fortunate day when we shall be able to understand what is the pastime or loving affairs between Radha and Krishna. Otherwise, if we take it as ordinary boy and girl reciprocating their loving feelings, then we will misunderstand. Then there will be the production of Prakita Sahaja, victims of Vrindavan. So, Narottam Das Thakur is giving us the direction how one can reach the highest perfectional state of associating with Radha and Krishna. The first thing is that one should be very much attached to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That will lead us, because he came to deliver the understanding of Krishna consciousness. Therefore, one should first of all surrender to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By surrendering to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu will be pleased. And by his pleasing, we shall be freed from material desires. And when material desires are no more, then we shall be able to enter Vrindavan. And after entering Vrindavan, when you are eager to serve the 6 Goswamis, then we can reach the platform to understand the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Hare Hare ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवम् श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखा नितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती नामिने। श्रीवासभानवी देवी दैताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञानं दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्ज्वल प्रमाद्य श्रीपानुय भक्तिजन श्रीगौरकरुणासक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुग विरोध्यापन सिद्धांत संतहारिणे। आजानुलम्बित भुजौ कनकावदातौ संकीर्तनैकपितौ कमलायताक्षौ विश्वम्भरौ द्विजवरौ जुगधर्म कालौ वन्दे जगत्प्रियकरौ करुणावतारौ। नमः श्रीकालसत्ताय जगन्नाथसुताय च सभीताय सपुत्राय सकलत्राय ते नमः। आनन्दलीलामय विग्रहाय हेमापदिव्याच्छविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते। नमो महावदान्नाय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामे तन्नरुसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। चेततत्त्वमार्जनम् भवमहदामाग्निग्मापनम् सर्वात्मसपनम् परं विजयते with his four mouths. Brahma jape chaturmukhe. Brahma means Lord Brahma, and jape means he is chanting chaturmukhe with his four heads. Within this universe, only Brahma has got four heads. And Lord Shiva sometimes exhibits five heads. So, it is explained here that Lord Brahma is also chanting this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. With his four mouths, is